Jared, you're up.
Hey Simon, thanks for your time today. This has been a very cool hour out of my day so far. Um, One thing I notice about myself is very rarely do you need that day where you just sit around and do absolutely nothing, but I think everyone hits that point.
Hmm.
I've noticed about myself that on those days, I almost have a sense of guilt whenever I take a day of just not doing anything when you need that mental recharge, something like that. So I wonder if that's something that you ever experience when you're taking your rest day. And if so, how do you deal with that guilt so that you can get the rest you need and, not wear yourself out?
Absolutely, Jared. And I would say you're not alone in that feeling. A lot of the leaders that I've coached or worked with have found themselves feeling guilty if they take time off. Um, because especially when you're ambitious, when you're ambitious, you want to get lots of stuff done, and there's always more to do. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a doctor, and there's a great analogy he shared with me. It's called the waiting room. In life, whether it's your emails, your social media, or things to get back to, even if you clean all of those things up, as soon as you look back and you open your laptop again, it's back in there. You might reply to all the emails you wanted to reply to today. First thing tomorrow morning, sorry, they've replied back to you. And now you've got to reply back again. And what he told me is the same as being a doctor. There's always a patient in the waiting room. And so what you've got to think about is that getting rest, having that time where you do nothing is important because it means that when you do come back to your work, you're sharper. You're able to get things done faster. You're able to show up better for other people. For me, I felt probably the most guilty when I became a parent. Like when I was taking time away from my child, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I should be spending more time with my child. And then I realized that actually I do need to schedule time for rest and just being away and doing nothing. Because actually, when I come back to spending time with my daughter, she's going to get the best of me, not what's left of me. And it means that we can build a much better relationship than if I'm there and I'm not actually present. Because I think what children teach us is that people don't want your time as much as they want your energy and presence. So, on one hand, I could be there, but my mind is elsewhere and I'm thinking about that next project. I'm on my phone on my other hand. Or I can put those things to one side and say, I'm going to come back to that tomorrow and I'm completely present with her. And that did take me a bit of time. I'm not going to lie. It took me some time to be comfortable with that. And I feel a lot less guilt now because I've seen the results. And sometimes you have to see the results first before you can ease some of that guilt. And I know that when I do go and spend time with my daughter, when I spend time with my family, we're fully present. We're fully present. And it means that when I do come back to my work, I'm back to my desk with a fresh mind. And we cannot underestimate how powerful that can be. It's not the hours you put into your work, it's what you put into the hours. And when you mentioned this word nothing, Jared, it's interesting because once a week I have a so-called do nothing day. It's literally a do nothing day. So what that means in practice is I leave my phone at home and I go out with my wife and we have a date day. We explore the town, we act like tourists in our own city. And we find that does wonders. It helps to maintain the closeness of our relationship because I think that relationships are an important thing to water. You don't want to let work get in the way of the relationships that you've cultivated and built over the years. And that has been a habit that we've embraced now for probably 5, 6 years. And we're seeing the results even more now being parents because it's been a number of years since we've had a proper dinner date because with kids, you want to spend your evenings with them, but it's allowed us to have date days. So we've moved from dinner dates to date days.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared.